Welcome back, everyone, to the next installment of Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. Hey, guess what? We only have...
What?
We only have 2 people left to complete our report cards of Byakuya and Kyoko. So, it's Byakuya time. If I could find him. Oh yeah, there we go, the glasses. Boom. He's so aloof. I would love to spend time with Byakuya.
The question is, would he want to spend time with you?
Obviously not. And I bet you it's going to be like that throughout the whole thing. Oh wow, the game's making it easy for me so far. I still felt like I got closer to him though. I spent some time with Byakuya in silence. Yeah, he's smiling anyway though. Oh, he can't conceal his true feelings. I would love to give him a present for tolerating my presence. Presents for presents, you know? So there's always food. I don't know what else I could give him that he would actually appreciate. Glasses? More glasses?
Glasses on his glasses.
Oh, incantations and spells? Nope. I think I'm gonna have to go with food.
Do you think he'll like the hand bra?
I think he might like the hand bra. Like, there's no book here. Like,
there is. Millennium Prize Problems. It's probably one for him.
Mathematical problems. I'll try it. $1 million for each.
You have one, so.
Yeah, alright.
I see.
Whoa. Nope, he hated it. Now, this is a rare moment. Coming from a noble family, I've never been exposed to such vulgarity. Interesting. I think I'll keep it. Or does he like it? It did make the bloop 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 sound, so...
No, that's a good noise.
Oh, wow. Weird.
That's the good noise.
So I guess vulgarity... Oh, wow! He's using vulgar in the really unconventional sense to refer to, like a common kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So not like it's hideous, like it's more like it's not on my level. Wow! I've only ever seen vulgar used that way once.
In this game?
No.
So twice?
No, I've only otherwise seen it used that way once,
okay.
yeah. And it was on like an SSAT prompt for the upper level, I think. I have a question for you. Do you know the other meaning of vulgar? Because I just used it. Huh, you do?
That's right.
Something's been bothering me for a while now, and I can't take it anymore. So to answer my question, I need you to explain to me what exactly your ultimate lucky student title means. Oh, well, I don't totally get it myself, but what I do know is that I was picked at random from a pool of normal students.
In other words...
So you just got into Hope's Peak by blind luck. I see. Well, that answers my question. What was the question? How a commoner, a vulgar one like you, with absolutely...
3 times.
Yeah, with absolutely no unique talents or abilities could get into this school. Oh, I forgot to mention boring. How a boring, untalented, utterly generic commoner got in. Boring? Generic? I mean... I've described myself in such a way several times, but coming from you, did you really have to list all that off?
Naturally.
But it's the truth. Well, maybe compared to you, the ultimate affluent progeny and all, but even you seem to think it's merely an issue of title, but make no mistake. My lineage, intelligence, figure, athletic ability?
I guess.
Huh. Figure? Huh. They are all ultimate. Take my word on those last 2.
In other words...
Which is to say, I am the ultimate perfection. Except I can't detect what could solve Chapter 4's case. Heart. It's such a cliche, I love it. Feel free to begin calling me that, in fact. He's really taking this to the extreme. You who have nothing, I who have everything. We are living proof that all men are not created equal. The American Founding Fathers can put that in their American Founding pipes and smoke it.
You have American Founding pipes.
Yup. You have my pity, Makoto. Life can be very cruel indeed. And because I pity you so much, perhaps someday I'll allow you to hear my tale of glory. Consider it a blessing, a gift from me to you to allow you to bask in my glory. What an ultimate asshole.
That's what his title should become.
It should be.
Ultimate asshole.
Having finished his mean-spirited lecture, Byakuya left me standing there in silence. I learned one thing about Byakuya today. What a dick! anytime I talk to him, I need to be prepared for extreme psychological trauma. I mean, this is the guy who basically frames Genocide Jack because he was bored. Cool and composed. I did my best to keep my spirit from shattering like glass and went back to my room. Wow. That was number 1. Not the ultimate friend, huh?
Okay.
Spend some time together. Well, I can't get... So I guess that the book was just a generic item for him.
Don't make me repeat myself.
How many times do I have to tell you? You're annoying. Feel free to crawl off and die.
I felt free to crawl off and die.
Yes.
Game over.
Game over. I refuse to get discouraged and spend some time with Byakuya. And he smiled anyway. Oh, you. Alright, let's give him a present. So, what could I possibly get? Is there anything he likes? I don't think so.
There's probably something, I just don't know what it is.
Oh, a vice, of course. Just, the name conveys a strong sense of power, but like, whatever. Pumice? When did we get this? I don't know, man. There is nothing I could see him using. I'm just gonna give him food. That is the best option I have. Here, have some...
Don't use up all the food, make sure you have some for Kyoko, too.
Man. Here, have some prismatic hardtack. It's a cracker. It has a full 7 different flavors, hence the name prismatic.
I see.
Ah, he doesn't like it.
Wow. What? Really? It's food! I don't blame you for trying to buy other people's affection.
Not possible.
But if you're going to do that, at least give them something a little better than whatever this is. Uh-oh. I don't think he was too happy with that. I'm reloading. Wow. Alright. That sucked. Okay, what can I give Byakuya? So apparently a freaking crystal skull works for reasons I have no explanation for, but I ran out of those. So there's also the golden airplane.
I see.
Is it because it's valuable? Like, I don't know.
So in other words...
So, just to be clear, being the ultimate affluent progeny is only one of my many talents. Some people think I rely on the care and protection of the Togami name. Huh? Is this a monologue or something? But I don't rely on my family, rather I am my family's savior. The Togami Corporation reaches across the world, true, but I will take us to even greater heights.
The moon.
Yeah, I was gonna say space. It is expected of me, naturally. After all, even my own family has recognized my ultimate superiority. In other words, even among the Togami family, I am the chosen among the chosen.
The chosen squared.
Yeah, wow. As long as chosen equals 2, of course. So much confidence.
Naturally.
And that confidence is justified, I assure you.
Do you even math?
Bro, it comes from the battles I fought and won. Battles? I am personally worth over $4 billion, separate from my Togami family assets. What? Wow, give that to Celeste to live in her
Yeah, right?
cosplay vampire castle. How the heck did you make that much money?
In other words...
The stock market. I buy and sell shares and assets based on market trends all within a single day.
Yes.
Surely even someone as simple-minded as you has heard of this technique. So he buys and sells stuff on the stock market, doing everything in a single day. I think that's called trading cards. Yeah. Magic the Gathering, I got it. You're talking about day trading, right? Trading in a single day? Yes. And you were able to make $4 billion doing that?
That's right.
Well, I first started doing it just to keep myself occupied, and before I knew it, there it was. It's really not a big deal.
I was bored. So I made $4 billion.
$4 billion. I'd say it's a super big deal. Ultimate, even.
He's the ultimate big deal.
Yeah, he is. Wait, but are high schoolers even allowed to buy stocks and stuff?
Don't make me repeat myself.
I'm Byakuya Togami. Is that meant to be an explanation? Yeah, to be fair, like, I've always despised that on Facebook, like, where Batman can beat Superman in a fight. Why? Because he's Batman. It's like, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, a squirrel could beat Batman. Why? Because it's a squirrel. You see how stupid that sounds? Like,
But he's Batman.
oh, you're right. Oh, that makes it different. $4 billion is nothing to the Togami Corporation, but for personal use, it's not bad. Wow. Not bad. So now you understand, right? I'm not merely the child of modern-day nobility. You know, Byakuya, maybe we should start calling you the ultimate day trader. Oh, I don't do that anymore. It was too simple, so I got bored of it pretty quickly. Wow. Jeez, do you realize how insulting that is? I was thinking that. Like, people, like, go bankrupt on the stock market. Do you realize how insulting that sounds to the rest of us? Of course. That's how I feel about anything I do. Frankly, life is too easy. It's only natural for me to do whatever I want in this world. Man, he really is confident. We're like worlds apart. Galaxies apart. Nebula. Universe. Skill points up.
Keep going.
Skill points are up. Still reeling for Byakuya's story, I went back to my room.
Marbles apart.
Took me a second. Lockers apart.
What?
Yeah, I love that. Do you intend to follow me wherever I go? Gods grant me patience. I refuse to get discouraged. What?
He wants to be a doctor?
Oh. Alright, so...
It's like I turned to one of my students yesterday and I'm like, do you know why your dad calls you son?
Because you're so bright.
He's probably like, because you're so bright. And the whole class is like, oh my god.
Yeah, I heard it the other way when I was in the 8th grade. Like, you're so bright, I'll bet your father calls you son. And it's like, Golden airplane, have another one.
This is...
You bastard! How did you get your hands on this? Even the collective force of the entire Togami Corporation wouldn't be enough to obtain this gem. I mean, you have 4 billion. Alright.
Naturally.
I'm going to hold on to this. That's so weird.
Yeah.
Listen, Makoto, I wanted to ask you something. What could Byakuya want to talk to me about? I have a bad feeling about this. Sure, what's up? You know, only a chosen few, perhaps 1% of us are able to succeed in life.
So, in other words...
For the other 99%, their dreams never come true. Some never even have a dream in the first place. Spending every waking hour toiling to scrap together a meager living, just barely getting by.
What?
I just don't understand. Is there any meaning to a life like that? Why are you asking me? Because you're part of that 99%, of course. Why did you even feel the need to ask? I knew he was going to insult me somehow. Up until now, I've never been around anyone like that, so I'm interested. So tell me, how does it feel to live a life without hope, without potential or ambition or dreams?
Full of despair.
Yeah, I'm the ultimate hope! Come on! I don't have ambition or dreams. I've never felt that way about myself. I mean, sure, maybe I'll never be as rich as you or anything, but do you have to go around saying that to everyone? Can you only be happy by being better than others? Your complaints are as old and tired as a third-rate pop song from any generation. Wow, alright. And yet, those are the words of the 99%. That is how you find comfort in your tiny, cold little world. Stop saying stuff like that! Sorry, I can't not speak the truth. Even though I constructed an entire lie based on that one trial. No matter how much you push and struggle, people like you will never be in a position to change the world. You could all disappear tomorrow and nothing would change. Your existence is of no consequence. Yeah, let's see who takes out your trash the next day, buddy. Let's see you deign to do something like that. I dare ya.
That's true.
Let's see who flips
That's
your
true.
burgers, dick. Whether that's true or not, it doesn't matter. Even if you live a totally unimportant life, you could, normal unimportant life, you can still find happiness in that. But back to my perspective. Let's see who pays taxes and feeds your income. If I can live a life that I'm satisfied with, that's all that matters. If I spend all my time comparing my life to other people's, I'd never be happy. Sure, maybe you could do that. You were guaranteed success from the day you were born, so... Hold it! Objection! From the day I was born. You don't know a damn thing about me! Runs away crying. You have no idea. You don't have a clue what you're talking about. What? Would he be Mondo, like, loving your little puppy dog?
What?
Those who are chosen from birth have no concept of what that truly means. I have gone to battle and emerged victorious. That is why I am the chosen. What are you talking about? I love the TCH. That's such a, like, a Japanese, like, man, I don't have time for you kind of thing to do. You're spoiled, all of you, running away into a world of self-indulgence. Battle, competition, rivalry. You run away from it all. That is why the 99% walk the path that they do.
Such ignorance.
Good God, your absolute lack of understanding makes me want to weep. After showing a surprising amount of emotion, Byakuya quickly made his exit. What the heck got into him? He was acting totally normal up until I said something about being guaranteed success from the day he was born. So it's like Taka, he like busted his ass to like separate himself from something. I wonder why that set him off. I'm so average, I just can't figure it out. But I did know envious influence. I couldn't stop thinking about Byakuya while I went back to my room.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, the last thought before I closed my eyes.
Come on.
So weak. Hinjaku! Another JoJo? Anybody? I have no interest in a commoner like you.
Replace all the sounds in this game with you making those sounds.
Great.
Even all the characters doing their like little one-line dialogue. All the sound effects are you.
Perfect. Ugh. I ignored the insults and spent some time with Byakuya. Yeah. Alright, golden airplanes, baby.
I think you have one left.
Yeah, I have exactly one left.
This is... naturally.
Naturally. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Huh?
What?
It's a proverb. It means if you could only obtain something inferior, that's still better than longing for something better. I mean, kind of. It's more like, take the guaranteed lesser thing rather than risk losing it all. Yeah, I know what it means, but so what?
So, in other words...
Put another way, if all you have nearby is a loser, that's better than a proper assistant far away. Makoto, be my secretary.
I want to have affairs with you.
But I'm just thinking, like, in what capacity? Like, we're here.
I know.
Secretary for what?
Well, he explains it.
What? A useless commoner like you could never hope to earn more than, say, $100,000 a year. That's quite a lot. But as my secretary, you would be guaranteed an ample salary and job security for the rest of your life. And in honor of it being my birthday today, what? How about I multiply your already impossible expectations by, 5.5? Ho! $100,000 times 5.5? You mean I don't want to do the math, which is technically a correct answer. So, yeah, 5.550. So $5.5 million.
Do you even math?
Yeah. What? You want to pay me $5.5 million per year? You better check your math on that. Yeah.
Do you even
sweet.
math?
Yeah. Or is that a request? I could pay you that kind of salary. I kind of want to see what he says. I have to raise my expectations for you accordingly. Yeah, I was kidding. You mean I don't want to do the math?
It's 5.
I know, there's only one option left. What? Did your brain freeze up trying to comprehend that much money? Yeah, something like that. Regardless, it's on you. I can't draw up a contract and name your price. You mean 5.5 million? Yeah, no, it's 5... and then the
55.
Yeah, 55.
55, 10,000.
That's like board member money.
What?
Of course, as my secretary, you wouldn't be a mere servant. At some point, I would want you to become an actual assistant, taking the lead on important projects. Assuming you produce acceptable results, you could even become a core part of the Togami Corporation.
So, in other words...
You have no reason to refuse. So I'm not so useless then, am I, right? This is all so sudden.
It's his,
I'm
it's
getting
his
a
way
case of the
saying-
vapors. Yeah.
Saying that he actually
I know, respects
finds
you
it
to a degree.
acceptable, yeah.
I don't get why, but he seems serious about it. Still, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to say no.
Remember, this is them writing what they're saying, not
Yeah,
the actual
I know.
proper English.
I know, but it just it amuses me. I'm trying to give you a chance to enter the battlefield of life and claim victory. Most commoners will never get that chance. This is literally a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Do you understand? This is your chance. This is your one and only chance to rise above the 99%.
So that's it.
Are you really so scared of having to fight to compete in order to win? Byakuya, it's literally been life and death this entire game. It's not that I'm scared. It's that I want to succeed based on my own effort. I want to find my own battlefields. I don't want it handed to me. I want to earn it. That's going to score some huge points at Byakuya. I want to find something I'm willing to fight and die for. That's the only way I'll be satisfied. Then you meant what you said earlier. That if you can live a life that you're satisfied with, that's all that matters.
I see.
I'm glad to see you passed my test. Huh? Your test?
Naturally.
That's right. The mere thought of someone like you as my secretary makes me physically ill. Wait, so then...
What?
The salary offered still stands, of course. It's yours if you want it. I don't need you spreading rumors that Byakuya Togami doesn't honor his word. So he'd basically be paying me to do nothing? What is this, Fight Club? In a way, I almost regret my decision. But I must say, I just don't understand you. You don't want to fight, and yet you don't flee from the battle either. It's like I said, for me, happiness comes from living the life I want to live. Easy enough to say. Now you have to enforce your will until the very end. If you can do that, if you can make it to the end, I'm afraid I'll be forced to acknowledge you. Well, then that's exactly what I'll do. Yeah, and sure enough, he was. Someday, absolutely. I don't expect much from you, but I'll be waiting. Come to my room. Once we were all done, I headed back to my room for a little while. So he's gaining my respect. I wonder if this is the last one or the second last one.
Come on.
Okay. Hooray! Golden gun, so weird. Yeah, famous assassin. Scaramanga.
I see.
Okay, we've read that. How do you still not understand? Understand what? I've been sacrificing all this valuable time of mine for your sake. The Emperor is not as forgiving as I am, but it's all amounted to nothing. We simply have nothing to talk about.
Not possible.
We could talk forever and a day, and I would gain nothing from it. But the more we come to understand each other, you and I will never understand each other. We live in different worlds. Our ways of life, our ways of thinking are totally incompatible. You're a loser, so go ahead and live your loser life, make a bunch of loser friends. Then together, you can lick each other's loser wounds. God damn, this guy just is relentless. You don't have to keep saying loser. It's kind of like creative license, though. Like, it really emphasizes the meaning there.
That's enough.
Whether your self-indulgence is a lie or not, it doesn't matter. Whatever happens, I'm going to keep on fighting, and I'm going to keep on winning.
That's right.
That's one thing that will never change. But having to win all the time, doesn't that make your life kind of hard? Such is the fate of the Chosen. The Chosen? Listen, I've been meaning to ask you. You keep talking about the Chosen. What does that mean, exactly? The way you say it, it seems a lot heavier than how I'd normally think of it.
That's fine.
Fine. If I'm going to waste my time with you anyway, I may as well explain this one last thing. I'll tell you how I became known as the ultimate affluent progeny. There's a story behind that?
So, in other words...
It has to do with the secret to the Togami family's prosperity. Lots and lots of stealth assassinations. Our success comes from our family's rather peculiar inheritance system. Peculiar inherited... What do you mean? You see, our family's head never takes a wife. Rather, he couples with exceptional women the world over in order to bear as many children as possible. Wow. So it's like... that's like almost eugenics? Like, not quite, but it's rather selective breeding. All over the world? They then make the children complete, and only one can come out on top. Or compete. Oh, that's brutal. That's freaking nuts. Where have I heard this before?
I have no idea.
This almost sounds familiar. I don't know. And whoever it is earns the right to become the next head of the family. You mean you have to fight your own brothers and sisters?
That's right.
For my battle, there were 15 of us in total. That's 15 droplets of poison in their food bowl.
There were 15 students here, too.
Yeah. When all was said and done, only one was still...
Maybe that's the real story, is you're all part of the
Yeah, I
Togami.
was relative. Only one was still standing. The youngest brother. Me. That was weird. In the entire history of the Togami family, the youngest male had never won. Jeez, it sounds brutal. I can't even imagine something like that.
What?
So, now do you understand? I won my title in open combat. That is how I became the ultimate affluent progeny. I'm still not sure if he's, like, referring to, like, economic combat, or if he literally, like, fought.
I'm not sure either. I was wondering
because it sounds awfully crude. You know, I was not born into greatness, I had to earn it.
In other words...
I put my life on the line, and I earned the right to be called the Chosen. You put your life on the line, then what about your siblings? Dead. Really?
But maybe in the literal sense of the word.
That
figurative sense of the word, I mean.
I don't know, like, that sounds really... Dead?
Stop talking.
Okay. Well, I don't mean that literally, of course. They become dead to the family, unfit for the name of Togami. Of course, for them, it really is like death. They're forced to become one of the 99%, one of you. But it must have been...
plebeians.
Yeah, I know, like, for us, it's like death, no different. But it must have been really hard, right? You can't even imagine. Which is why the survivor is recognized as the Chosen. When you take over as the head of the family, all the weight of that family comes to rest on your shoulders.
So, in other words...
That is how dedicated I am. I am forever dedicated to keep on winning.
Now
we realize, though, his family's dead.
Does that mean, though, that there are only... like, the only members of the Togami family are the current head and then his father's?
Yeah, it is a little weird.
Because
there's no mother Togami.
And then his kids all fight until there's one that's actually a Togami.
Yeah.
So it's like the Sith.
I was gonna say the Sith, yeah!
A son and
always
his father.
a master and an apprentice.
Yeah.
And so I shall. Otherwise, I would feel only pity for those I'd already defeated. Byakuya pretty much said he carries the weight of always having to win. Winning comes naturally to him. All I'll say at this point is that I'm going to win this game too. It's been a long time since I've had so much fun. I need to get as much enjoyment out of it as possible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
And in the end, I will stand victorious. I won't lose to the mastermind, or you, or anyone else. Even as the rest of you fall one by one, I will live, and I will win.
In the name of my family.
As long as my name is Byakuya Togami. The finality of his statement left no room for doubt or question. Nobody but Byakuya could talk that way and sound so convincing. But because it's him, it seems possible that maybe that is his fate. Honestly, the more I talk to him, the more I see how far apart we are. At the same time, I feel like I understand him that much more. At least, I think I do.
Goodbye.
Now let me be crystal clear. We no longer have anything to talk about. Do not come to me like this again. Goodbye, loser. I can't imagine any way Byakuya and I could ever become friends in this lifetime.
You just grew...
Am I done, though?
No.
Oh, I'm not?
I don't think so.
Once Byakuya was gone,
I don't
back
think
to my
so.
room. I'll check. Yeah, it didn't do the yellow, I think I understand him. But that was a pretty conclusive thing to say. No, Byakuya's done. That was it.
That was Byakuya.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I forgot about that. Okay.
Well, we're done with Byakuya. So, okay, I guess in that case, it's time to stop the installment. Wow.